I'm only using one camera versus two, so I can hopefully avoid any echo feedback. But I will tell you, because I'm so far away from everything, I can't really read comments. So I'm just going to say welcome and welcome and welcome. And today we are on day, I want to say 41 of the perfect, I said perfect keto, Keto Chow. Well, we're 41 days keto. If you've restarted or you're new, started January 1st, and we're just keeping it keto, and I'm doing 28 days of just keto chow, some type of keto chow every single day. And today I am featuring a recipe card that was included in my monthly Keto Chow subscription box. It is geared to let you have 30 days worth of Keto Chow. And they curate it and they send you recipe cards and all the single packets to go with it. So let's talk ingredients now. I'm going to get myself situated and get this burner turned on. I took a couple of steps, but it wants you to render some bacon. So I did that prior to getting this thing going. I can see that you guys are popping in. So let's talk ingredients, y'all. For this recipe, it is the Cheeseburger Soup recipe by Keto Chow. I don't know who submitted it, but the card is lovely. They're well made. They're savable for sure. And then you get the picture of what it looks like. And then on the back, you are getting the full recipe. So that's pretty awesome. So let's talk ingredients. Let's start out with the Keto Chow Perfect, let's see, it's beef soup base. I keep wanting to say perfect keto today. I don't know why. It calls for 2 on this recipe, but I only received 1. So I am going to make a slight tweak and add just a little bit of beef base powder, just a little bit, to make up for what's lacking in 2 of these pouches. Other than that, everything sounds pretty good. It calls for sugar-free ketchup, some water, some bacon, some onions, some ground beef, some deli mustard, garlic powder, sea salt, black pepper, grated cheese, and dill pickle slices for the garnishment. So I'm going to get these things going. You're going to see just a quick little something, and we'll be ready. All right, I'm adding that, guys. That's my new intro, and I think it's going to be a good little addition, especially going forward when people watch the replay. So now these instructions on this recipe call for 4 ounces of bacon, and it says to fry it up, and then when it cools, set it aside and crumble it, and then leave the bacon fat in your pot, and then start browning your onions. So just to save a little bit of time, I do an easy trick. It's easier just to take your bacon, dice it like I did yesterday's live, pop it in the pan, cook it until it's crispy, use a slotted spoon, take it out, and then you will end up with your bacon, and you can have it ready to go. Now our bacon fat is still in this pot right here, but we can just go from one step to the next without, a lot of extra steps. So I've got the onions all diced up. I've got everything ready. So we're going to get these onions to go in the pan, and I do add a little bit of salt on top of my onions, y'all. It's just one of those things that helps them sweat a little bit. And I'm going to turn this down, way down, because it gets hot really, really, really fast. So we're just going to soften this a little bit. And once they get a little soft, we're going to add 1 pound of ground beef. So it doesn't take but a minute to get it going. And you'll know your onions are soft when you can start seeing through them. They become opaque and a little bit translucent. And then to there, we add our ground beef and start browning it. I hope y'all are having a good day, y'all. I have to say, it's been a fairly decent day, and I am standing here in my pajamas. I decided that after yesterday and doing all of the, oh, let me get my shower, let me do my hair, let me do my makeup, let me get 2 cameras going. I worked so hard yesterday to be so disappointed. So today I said, I'm not going to stress this. I'm going to make a pajama day. It's icy cold outside. Ice storm's supposed to start at 6 o'clock tonight here. I'm going to be comfy. So that's what I did. So you just take your ground beef, and mind you, you've got all that extra bacon fat now. So this is going to be very high fat soup. I'm very curious as to how it's going to taste. But you're just going to chop. I have a Pampered Chef, one of those chopping things coming. I ordered one, and I can't wait to try it. I mean, I love my spatula. I don't know if I will retire it. If I do, I'm going to hang it in my kitchen. It has been a very, very good tool, kitchen tool for me. But I think it's ready. I'm super excited to try something out. Now, when I get a minute, y'all, during the 10-minute time that this is supposed to simmer, then I'm going to go over and I can take a look to see who's here and say hello to people or see if there's any questions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments so that I can see them. I did get an email today, y'all. So the very first week of Keto Chow in February, I did the peaches and cream sorbet. So I got an email. Apparently that's like a new flavor that's been revamped from an old style flavor, and it's now available in single pouches. So at the top of the video, I posted links. I posted links for the singles and the 21 meal bags, just your normal Keto Chow shopping, and you could get the peaches and cream. I think the flavor of the week is chocolate toffee. Could be wrong, but you know, hey. So there is one flavor featured every week on Keto Chow's website, and you can get a discount on that particular flavor. And then if you are considering doing something like the Keto Chow Club, you have to use my club link for me to get credit. If you order it through my other link, I get zero nada. So please, if you're going to do that, make sure to use the proper links. This is browning up quite nicely, let me tell you. Now, you want to get a good pot. I love this pot, y'all. This is, what is it, Lodge? I think it is Lodge, or it's Tramontino. It's one or the other. I bought this at Walmart. It was a deal. Let me tell you. These things are normally $50 for the, what is it, Le Creuset knockoff, because the Le Creuset is like hundreds of dollars. So a lot of companies have come out and they started making these, and I've had this one for several years now. Normally $50, but I walked into Walmart, and lo and behold, you probably heard me tell the story before, but you're going to hear it again. They clearanced it to $19.99. It was the only one left. I guess they got a new line of colors in, and it was this little red one sitting all by itself, and I said, sold to the lady in the second row. Alrighty, that ground beef is juicy looking. The onions are all translucent. The meat is crumbled nice and small. So the next part of this is add the onions. Got it. Add the ground beef. Did that. And when the beef is brown, add the ketchup. So we've got some sugar-free ketchup, you guys. I like to use Alternative Sweets ketchup. I still have that stocked up. Y'all, their ketchup is fantastic. It is the closest thing to Heinz that I've tasted. And it calls for a tablespoon of deli mustard. So we're going to get that going in there. All right. And then it calls for garlic powder, which I was out of. So I have garlic salt. Then, therefore, I'm going to go a little easy on salt. Let's see, after that, I'm going to go ahead and add this beef base because why not? It's going to just get water added to it anyway. So we're going to give this a nice stir. It says stir until fragrant. And let's see if we get fragrance here. It smells like a cheeseburger. I mean, what do you expect? Ketchup and mustard. Now I'm going to add just a chunk of black pepper. Do you, boo? I like black pepper, so I tend to be a little heavy-handed with it. And it does smell really good, y'all. This is great because it is so cold outside. Soup is going to be fan-freaking-tastic tonight. It's going to be the perfect meal. All right, so we get this all going. Add the water to the pot. It's 4 cups. I've already got it measured out. I'm going to keep that measuring cup right here, and you'll see why in just a second. And it says right at this point to lower your temperature and then just let it kind of simmer for a bit, because you want that ground beef to kind of get a little more tender, if that's your choice. If not, just let it come up to the boil and then go for it. All right. So I'm going to move this over now. Before I look at the comments, I'm thinking soup and bread, soup and crackers. And so I made crackers today, and these are them. There's not a lot left because Melissa's had a couple, and my husband and myself, I ate a bunch of them. But I do have these wonderful rustic style flaxseed and lupin flour crackers, and I want to see if I can get these up close enough for you guys to hear. They are delicious, dangerously delicious, dangerously crunchy, and they're going to be perfect with that soup today, y'all. Perfect. Let's see here. I'm going to use my little mouse, and I'm going to come up here to the comment section, and I'm going to take a look. But don't mind me, because, y'all, I can't hardly read from how far it is. But it is chocolate toffee. Can you use the Pampered Chef chopper in a Paula Deen cookware? You know what? That chopper is made of high resistant nylon, and they're going to be heat resistant, and they can be used on nonstick or regular, any type of pot or pan. It's not going to scratch it or damage it. So I don't own Pampered Paula Deen's cookware except for a few of her baking dishes. Other than that, and pie plates. Back when the red was a thing, man, I just had it all. But yeah, you should be able to. There we go. I can see lots of comments, but if I get over there, then I'm off camera and I can't swivel it around. So now then, let's talk toppings. So it says when this gets done that you can top it with some dill pickle slices because, hamburger with pickles. If pickles aren't your thing, I totally get it, and it kind of sounds weird to me. But who knows? I think a relish might be a little bit more reasonable, but it's going to look prettier with the slices. But I'm thinking, no, you know what? I like a loaded cheeseburger, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, bacon. I wish I had thought to get an avocado because you could do avocado slices on top of this. But I did get everything but the avocado. Grilled mushrooms, grilled onions. I mean, think about what you would top a cheeseburger with, and that's what you could top this soup with. So I think I'm going to grab my drink real quick, y'all. I'm working on my afternoon cold brew. There we go. I just want you to see this. I need a wire whip for in a minute. And I was like, oh, look, I do have this wire whip is Pampered Chef too. And speaking of which, y'all, congratulations, McKen Childress. She won the ice cream maker last night. And Angel said, oh my gosh, it was so weird, because she did it live. She put all the names in, spun it around, and lo and behold, my sister-in-law's late order is the name that went in, and that's the one that the spinner picked. But I do want to say congratulations to all the winners. There were so many. I know that we had $50 winners, 3 of those. We had the door prize winners. We had so many winners of different prizes. I mean, that ice cream maker is like $90. I guess one group member messaged my daughter or commented or something like that and said, hey, would you guys consider doing something like this once a month? Which I'm sure my daughter was like, oh, that'd be wonderful. But I don't want to flood everybody with Pampered Chef. So I have an idea. I'd like to run it by you guys. I told her, I said, I love her personality. She's keto. She does have all of her cooking equipment, and she's just cute. I am thinking with her and my daughter Elizabeth that maybe once a month they wouldn't mind doing a little live from their own destination, a keto dish. And I told them, I said, girls, you don't understand. Over the last 3 years, I always have people say, hey, where did you get that blender, or where did you get that pot, or where did you get that cooktop, or where did you get the, these little bakeware dishes. You could always tell them if they ask. You don't have to push product, but you can use your product, or you can just use your own creativity. And I think it'd be good. It would be wonderful to have something besides me. A couple of times a month, you get a fresher perspective. My oldest daughter is going to be 39 this year, so she's got that age range. And then Elizabeth's going to be 31, and she's got her little, style of cooking. So I think it'd be cool if they did a keto cooking video once a month. What do y'all think? Tell me. Let me know. I'm going to turn this up just a titch. Just a titch, and I'm going to take a look at a couple of comments if I can. Let's see here. Girls, this soup sounds good. Well, I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna taste the base flavor right now. It is delicious. I'll give it that. Right now, it is delicious. Like I said, and it did not call for beef base, but because I only have one package, I went ahead and added 2 little beef broth squares. I crushed them and powdered them, and I put them in here. So this already has a nice thing. Now, the next part of this says to take some of the broth from here, which I do have a ladle. And you could use a shaker, but when liquid is hot, you want to be very careful. So it says to take some of the liquid out. And I probably could have got a much more serviceable ladle. For real, I should have. But I think this will do. You're just going to pull enough liquid out to just kind of do a slurry. Okay? So we're going to take this liquid right here, and to it, I'm going to pour in the beef soup base. Yesterday when I did that, I should have done the same thing. It would have been a smart move to just do this and get the little bit of lumps out, And I'm going to make sure I scrape the sides. I see a few, but they do kind of dissolve out, especially once they heat up a little bit. I noticed with the savory chicken, if I'm making a soup base, a frother works great. A handheld or a submersive, but, with all the meat in there, we can't do that. So, all right. So then it says to just pour it back in, just like that. And there are a few little lumps. I'm going to set this off here behind me. I'm going to remove this spoon and just give this a stir. I think you could even get away with like some diced tomatoes or canned tomatoes in this, because it doesn't have a lot of add-ins to it. Basically, it's a beefy broth seasoned with some ketchup and mustard and garlic. You could use onion powder. That's a flavor profile. And I'm going to see if this thickens up at all. Oh yeah, it will a little bit, because I do have to add the cheese. So once this gets all done, I'm gonna taste it again. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. Smells delicious, you guys. Very delicious. Now it's really beefy. So it says next on the list, I think, is the cheese add-in. Okay, so take it out. Take out the liquid, blend in the soup, and stir it back in. Then stir in cheese and simmer until cheese is melted. So it only calls for 1 cup of shredded cheddar. And again, I'm just going to dump it. Let's see if that is good. If you wanted to fancy this up a little bit, you could put this in here. You know how you serve French onion dip with toast and cheese? I definitely think you could do something like that. You could have little ramekins on a baking sheet. You could put the soup in there. You could do cracker rounds for sure and put one on top with the cheese. And then you could bake them. That's just the way my brain works, you guys. So I think my cheese is all melted. There we go. I'm just going to set this to the side. I'm trying to keep, it's amazing how organized today is. Shooty shoot. Yesterday. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to taste. See if it needs any adjustments. It's very cheesy. There we go. I'm going to take this out of here. That looks like it's pretty much done, y'all. Got that right there behind me. So now, gosh, look how fast this was. I started the live at 4:15. It has been 20 minutes. Now, I did do a little bit of meal prep. As you can see, it didn't take a lot. I think the longest thing was cooking up this bacon and getting it ready ahead of time. But you know, one thing that I like to do is cook a bunch of bacon for the week. So if you wanted to sheet pan a bunch of bacon, pound and a half, 2 pounds, you could always have this stuff on hand and ready and still save yourself, you know, a little bit more time. And I don't think it needs any salt. I think between the garlic salt that I added and the beef base, plenty of salt. If you're not using beef base that has salt in it and you're using the garlic powder, taste, make sure, and then adjust. Well, that's just my thought. Let me do this. Oh yeah, man, we are down to it. Dinner is done. Dinner is served. That's how quick this was. Now I have a plate here to serve this up with a little spoon, and I could take some crackers and I can just put them on the side. Maybe, you know, like I got it going on. I'm going to dive for the crumb in a minute. Don't worry. I'm that kind of girl. And then we're going to just, I want a different ladle. I just think that this one is so little. I like my other label because it has measurements in it. It, you know, lets you know where if you're at a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup. But that looks pretty decent right there. There's not a lot of substance to the soup itself, you guys. It's pretty much brothy. I definitely think you could double your meat. I think you could really meat this up if you wanted to. But there you go. You've got it set there. It's nice and pretty. Now, depending on what you want to put on it, I mean, I've tasted it and I know it's good, but I'm going to try this. Now, Mexican soup, pozole, menudo, certain soups, you use a cabbage on top, but I'm just going to give this a try. I'm going to see what it's like to top it with just a little bit of lettuce, because I like lettuce on my cheeseburger, some tomato, a little bit of onion. I did the red onion for the garnish. Definitely some bacon. There we go. And a pickle slice. Now, it's not real bright in here, but before I go anywhere, y'all are going to watch me do, you know, like, oh my God, it's like Instagram. I'm just going to go over the top. I don't really care for that lighting too much, but I can edit it later, I suppose. Oh, that one's kind of nice if I bring it down just a bit. Before I taste this, you guys, I got to get a picture. We'll see what happens. I might have to do more bowls. But here, let's taste it. I think some shredded cheese would have been extra good too. I always got to think of something that I have to dig in the fridge for. I'll just put the extra cheese over here. So there we go. Now a little cheese. And looky there. I mean, it is just wiener. That's what it needed, was just a little cheese. I would even dare to say that you could, you know, use your favorite cheese. Do you like Swiss? Do you like Monterey Jack, pepper jack cheese? Do you like white cheddar, American cheese, whatever? You could definitely do this and be fantastic. But wait, there's more. It's a cracker. I just have to. I have to dip it. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to be so bloated later on because I have been munching those crackers a little at a time throughout the day. Some by themselves, other times just some spinach dip. And I'm like, I'm full. I'm full right now before I even get started. Maybe here in a bit I'll be ready because it's only 4:40. So I like to eat around this time, but I'm just still so full from the crackers. So I'm going to take a minute now and I'm going to see if you have any comments or questions. And I want to shout out to all my members if there's any on here. And I'm going to just grab my laptop and move this to the side. And we're going to take a look and read some comments. Let's see. Janice, I've been able to watch live instead of delayed, usually at work. This soup sounds so good. It's cold here in Denton, Texas. And I have homemade keto chicken soup in the fridge. See, I'm telling you, Texas is getting kind of frozen right now. I'm sure everybody above us is too. But when it dips down this cold, this far south, we're just like, oh yeah, got to. Tony says, can you use bone broth along with the keto beef broth and base? Hey, great question. Good point. You can definitely use beef broth, bone broth. You could probably even get away with replacing the water with broth. Again, what you just need to make sure you do is check your salt. Go easy on the salt and just kind of season as you go along. But I've always said, I prefer to use broth over waters because you just get so much more flavor. It's called umami. And excuse me. And it's one of my preferred too. Now, what I did today was I tried to follow this recipe as close as possible. Had there been 2 beef soup base packets in that box, as the recipe called for, I would have skipped the beef base and just done that. So I think, and then just taking a shortcut on the bacon. Those are the only 2 things that I did differently. Let's see. Hey, Davita girl. Let's go. I'm going to run right up to the top. There's not a lot of comments. Hello. Just hi, hey, hi, hey, good afternoon. Roxy, we are making cheeseburger soup by Keto Chow. And let's see, I have the same pants, love them. I've had these bad boys for, a few years now. Every year I go to Walmart and I try to buy a new pair of fuzzy PJs. And I've got quite a little stack of them now. I don't think I bought any this year, though. No, I lied. They aren't fuzzy, but I did get a new pair of PJs. I actually got 2 new pair of PJs this year. So, but I live in them. Like when I do my laundry for the week, because I work at home and I don't go out that often, it's fuzzy pajamas. Okay. Cold in Dallas, 32 degrees. Yes, I heard y'all were getting ice already. Diana says, we had ice up here in Oklahoma. I didn't go anywhere today either, even though I wanted to get some Valentine's cards in the mail. Ooh, speaking of Valentine's, y'all, I got to get this little mess cleaned up and reset. Much easier to deal with today than yesterday. That's for sure. But I am going to start working with the strawberry Keto Chow to see if I can get a strawberry cream base from this, because I do want to make some chocolate covered strawberry truffles. And I want to practice to make sure that, they taste right before we do that. Let's see. Love your recipes. Thank you, Debbie. Unfortunately, this one's not mine, but it turned out good. Now, I will say that I've still got some of that peach frozen yogurt, the peach Melba, and I munched on it one night. I don't want to say this, but basically out of desperation, because I really wanted to just, enjoy binge watching TV with my hubby, and he was eating his and I wanted mine. But the rest of it's still up there. Yeah. I probably wouldn't make it again. Or if I did, I would adjust it, because I think it definitely needs some tweaking. Let's see. Watching from Pasado sounds yummy. Oh, Davita, it is, girl. Davita. If you have a page or whatever on Facebook, Davita has a page, I believe, or YouTube, one or the other, or both. But she is a crafty girl. As a matter of fact, I just ordered two. Ooh, dare I say this? Two things from her. I'm just all I want to say about that, because I have a birthday coming up and I needed some custom stuff. So she's my chick. I used Alterna Sweets ketchup, tomato. It is delicious. It is sugar-free. I know the owners of the company. I shall get a link. I do have a link for that. I'll have to look it up. And I like the sweeteners in it. They're clean versus some of the others. Bronwyn, hello, dear lady. Diana gave me some feedbacks. Yes, that would be nice. Love to see your daughters making some keto dishes. Well, I think it's just about time, y'all. I mean, Angel said, Mom, I didn't understand how you did those lives all this time. And, I never thought about it. And then she said, once I did this with you, then I was like, yeah. I told her, I said, you got to think outside the box. When you got a gift and you got things to share and you got things, a business to run, you have to think outside of the box. Let's see. Can you use bone broth? We answered that. We did that. I have the big bag of beef broth or beef soup from Keto Chow. Would you still suggest using the bone broth as the water? I would still say yes, because if it's anything like the savory chicken soup, the first time that I used the savory chicken soup and I did it according to their directions and used water, I was not impressed. And I was like, this can sit on my shelf for a while. I'm not liking it so much. Even with the butter, even with the cream, that water just did nothing for it. Now, I've never had the beef soup base until today. So I can't say that I've tried that. But again, if it's anything like the savory, I always use chicken broth instead of water, and then it's delicious. So yes to that. Live in North Central Oklahoma, Northwest, and we're frozen here. Well, y'all stay safe, you guys. That takes care of all the questions. I am fixing to bounce. And I'm fixing to clean up my mess, and then I might start playing with some dessert. I also need to get this cracker recipe. I did write it down. And guys, give me a minute on the crackers. Easy, fast, simple, versatile. That's what I would say about these crackers. So I was looking around on I Google recipes, and I look, some use almond flour, some use, flax or combination, hemp heart, psyllium husk, just all kinds of different things, chia seeds. So I decided to just modify one that I thought looked promising. Can't remember the name of it. Doesn't matter, because I wrote it down in my book and walked away. And sometimes I have done that. So I decided to eliminate almond flour. I decided to do the chia seed instead of the egg, which made all the difference, let me tell you, and some seasoning. So now I'm looking to make these again. I think I could make a batch every day. That's how fast and easy it is. We're going to have to do a tutorial. If you want a cracker tutorial, please comment crackers. But these, you could definitely make them. They've been sitting out all day long. They crisped up immediately, and it's been great. So I could definitely make some, I made black pepper and sea salt today. I could definitely use a little bit of cardamom and make more of a rye flavored if I so chose. Rosemary, just, I don't think that I want to add any cheese, because I'm kind of, like over cheese crackers. I can have cheese any day of the week. I just want some straight up crackers. Crackers. Yes, y'all just are a bunch. No, I'm not going to say that. That might not go well. I'm not going to say that. But they're rustic, they're artisan. I was talking to a couple of my lady friends earlier today on Marco Polo, and one of them was talking about how she would go to HEB and buy these artisan rustic style crackers, and they were outrageous. And I get it. I was telling my husband yesterday, maybe I should go on Amazon and just look for bulk crackers. Yes, I know I'm going to probably spend $25, $30, but you know, it's convenience that I want, and I want crunch, and I don't want to have to, you know, go through the process. I even have cracker recipes, other ones, and I'm like, man, it's a long process. They're great for special occasions. Like if you truly need a Ritz cracker, I've got that, but it's a lot more work, and I like a lot less work these days. So just saying. Tony says, I'm waiting on my bone broth, chicken, and beef, going to make some soups. You're going to love them. CW says, I use beef keto chow for baked pork steak meat. Used garlic and onion sauteed homemade bone broth and the beef keto chow 9x13 pan and baked after browning in the pork. It turned out great. Sounds delicious. Sounds so good, CW. So y'all, I'm glad that you joined me today. I'm glad today went smoother than yesterday. I will be back tomorrow. I do not believe we're doing a cooking tutorial tomorrow. We'll just do the daily check-in, see how everybody's going. And then, yeah, that's it. And then I think maybe, I have got to check my schedule, but if I can get these, if I can get these little keto strawberry things done, I would like to, because today is the 10th. Ooh, that's what I had talked about. Yeah, so Sunday is Valentine's Day. Yeah, I gotta get my butt motivated. You're gonna need some candy, some keto candy before the 14th. I'll be back tomorrow and I will update you then. In the meantime, you guys, remember, fats first, moderate protein, low carb, and keep it keto. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.